Morning students, today you are going to learn about applications of Newton's laws of motion. Next topic is friction. Impulse of a force. A ball hit by a bat or driving a nail into wooden block with a hammer. The force acts for a short time interval. The force varies with time, hence cannot be measured easily. In such cases, we measure the total effect of the force called as impulse of force. Consider an impulsive force vector F acting on a body of mass m for short time t. The velocity of the body changes from vector u to vector v. According to Newton's second law, F vector is equal to P2 vector minus P1 vector by t, that is final momentum minus initial momentum by time taken. F vector dot t or impulse is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum, it is equal to vector j. Vector j is equal to vector mv minus vector mu. This shows that impulse is equal to the change in linear momentum of the body. Impulse is a vector quantity. Its direction is same as that of the force. The SI unit of impulse is same as that of linear momentum, that is kilogram meter per second or Newton second. The dimension of the impulse are L power 1, m power 1, t power minus 1. Sliding friction or kinetic friction. The friction that occurs when two solid objects move against each other. Example, bicycle brakes, walking, writing, skinning your knee. Derivation for kinetic friction. First of all, we have to know about kinetic friction. Two solid surfaces in contact have motion between surfaces. It is also called sliding friction. Kinetic friction impedes motion. Now we will see the derivation for kinetic friction. The equation is Fk is equal to mu k into Fn. Here Fk is the frictional force and mu s is the coefficient of kinetic friction and Fn is the normal force acting on the object. When a force is applied to a body, it moves with constant velocity. It is equal in magnitude and opposite to the direction of kinetic friction. So here the normal force is exerted by the surface on the object. So from this equation, we will understand the kinetic friction is less than the static friction. This implies that the starting of a motion is more difficult. Angle of friction and angle of repose. Objectives: to understand the concept of angle of friction. To understand the concept of angle of repose. First, angle of friction. The angle made by the resultant of friction and normal reaction is called angle of friction. Consider a body of mass m is placed on the inclined plane. The normal reaction exerted by the plane on the body is capital N. Let F be the friction force between the body and the inclined plane. Let capital R be the resultant of N and F. Let pi be the angle between R and N. From the figure, tan pi is equal to F by N, it is equal to mu S. Since mu S N is equal to F, tan pi is equal to mu S. This is equation number 1. Angle of friction pi is equal to tan inverse mu S. Therefore, pi is equal to tan inverse mu S. Next one, angle of repose. When a body is about to slide down on the inclined plane, the angle of inclination of the inclined plane is called angle of repose. Consider a body of mass m is placed on the inclined plane. The component of weight mg sin theta acts down along the inclined plane. When the body is about to slide, the static friction force acts between the body and the plane. Therefore, mg sin theta is equal to Fs, it is equal to mu s into n. Mg sin theta is equal to mu s mg cos theta. Since n is equal to mg cos theta, therefore tan theta is equal to mu s. This is equation number 2. It is equal to angle of repose. Theta is equal to tan inverse mu s. In the case of inclined plane, angle of friction is equal to angle of repose.